Katherine Johnson, Creola Katherine Johnson, née Coleman, August 26, 1918 to February 24, 2020, stands as a shining example of Black excellence in a nation that too often tried to hold her back. As an African-American woman working as a human computer for NASA, her brilliance in orbital mechanics was critical to the success of the first U.S. crewed space flights and every mission that followed. In an era when segregation and discrimination limited opportunities for Black people, especially women, Johnson's mind broke barriers as much as it broke records. Over her remarkable 33-year career at NASA and its predecessor, the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, Johnson became known for her mastery of complex manual calculations, pioneering methods that later became the foundation for computer-assisted spaceflight. She wasn't just doing math. She was rewriting the narrative of what a Black woman could achieve in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Her work mapped the trajectories, launch windows, and emergency return paths for Project Mercury, ensuring the safe journeys of astronauts like Alan Shepard, the first American in space, and John Glenn, the first American in orbit. Johnson's calculations also guided the Apollo lunar module's rendezvous with the command module on trips to the moon and laid the groundwork for the Space Shuttle program and future plans for a human mission to Mars. Every number she wrote was a testament to resilience, skill, and the quiet defiance of a Black woman excelling against systemic odds. Johnson's contributions did not go unrecognized. In 2015, President Barack Obama awarded her the Presidential Medal of Freedom. NASA honored her with the Silver Snoopy Award and a Group Achievement Award, and the world celebrated her story through Taraji P. Henson's portrayal in the 2016 film Hidden Figures. In 2019, she received the Congressional Gold Medal, and in 2021, she was posthumously inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame. Her legacy is not just in the stars she helped humanity reach, but in the path she cleared for generations of Black scientists, mathematicians, and dreamers to follow.
Manda caro, desenha o meu chão.
Katherine Johnson was born Creola Katherine Coleman on August 26, 1918, in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, to Joylette Roberta, née Lowy, and Joshua McKinley Coleman. She was the youngest of 4 children in a family that embodied the values of hard work, resilience, and the pursuit of knowledge, an ethos that would guide her throughout her extraordinary life. Her mother was a dedicated schoolteacher, and her father worked as a lumberman, farmer, and handyman, while also holding a position at the Greenbrier Hotel. From an early age, Katherine displayed a gifted mind for mathematics, a talent that would later help redefine what African-American women could achieve in science and technology. At that time, Greenbrier County did not provide public education for African-American students beyond the 8th grade, a stark reminder of the systemic barriers Black families faced. But the Colemans refused to let these obstacles limit their children. They arranged for Katherine and her siblings to attend high school in Institute, West Virginia, on the campus of West Virginia State College, WVSC. Katherine enrolled at the remarkable age of 10, spending her academic year away from home while returning to White Sulphur Springs each summer, a testament to her family's commitment to education.
That was good, wasn't it?
Perfect.
Despite societal constraints. By age 14, Katherine graduated from high school and immediately entered WVSC, a historically Black college, where she absorbed every mathematics course the institution offered. Her brilliance did not go unnoticed. Mentors like chemist and mathematician Angie Turner King, who supported her since high school, And W. Schieffelin Clater, one of the earliest African Americans to earn a doctorate in mathematics, recognized her potential. Clater even developed advanced mathematics courses specifically for her. By 18, Katherine graduated summa cum laude in 1937, earning degrees in mathematics and French, and becoming a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, a sorority that fostered leadership and excellence among Black women. After graduation, she began teaching at a segregated public school in Marion, Virginia, carrying her gift into a community that desperately needed role models like her. In 1939, following her marriage to James Goebel, Katherine left her teaching career to focus on her family, but her ambitions and talent continued to break boundaries. That same year, she made history by becoming the first African-American woman admitted to graduate school at West Virginia University in Morgantown. Through the advocacy of WVSC President John W. Davis, Katherine was one of 3 African-American students, and the only woman to integrate the university's graduate program. Her admission came on the heels of the 1938 Supreme Court decision in Missouri ex rel. Gaines versus Canada, which challenged states to provide equal access to public higher education for Black students. Katherine Johnson's journey was not just about personal achievement. It was a bold declaration of Black excellence in the face of systemic racism, a story of a young Black girl surpassing the limits imposed on her by society, and a legacy that would inspire generations to come.
Areia e manda caro, desenha o meu chão.
After her daughters were grown, Katherine Johnson returned to the workforce as a teacher, but destiny had greater plans for her. In 1952, a family member told her that the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, NACA, was hiring mathematicians for its West Area computing section. At the Langley Memorial Aeronautical Laboratory in Hampton, Virginia, African-American and white mathematicians worked in separate roles under a rigidly segregated system. Johnson accepted the position in June 1953, and her family relocated to Newport News so she could take on the job. Initially, Johnson worked in a pool of women performing complex calculations. She later described them as computers who wore skirts, tasked with analyzing data from aircraft black boxes and performing painstakingly precise mathematics. But Katherine was not content to remain behind the curtain. When she and a colleague were temporarily assigned to assist the all-male flight research team, her brilliance in analytic geometry earned immediate respect. As she recalled, the engineers and supervisors forgot to return me to the pool. Even in the face of deep racial and gender barriers, Johnson refused to be sidelined. She boldly asserted herself by requesting inclusion in editorial meetings, spaces where women, and especially Black women, had never been allowed. Simply put, she insisted on her right to belong because her work demanded it. Between 1953 and 1958, Johnson's calculations spanned aircraft performance, including gust alleviation, under the supervision of Dorothy Vaughan in the West Area Computer Section. She was later reassigned to the Guidance and Control Division of Langley's Flight Research Division, staffed almost entirely by white male engineers. Virginia's segregation laws meant that Johnson and other African-American women worked, ate, and used restrooms separately from white colleagues. Their office explicitly labeled colored computers. Yet Johnson refused to let segregation define her purpose. She focused on the mission, proving that excellence transcends imposed boundaries, even when society tries to limit it. In 1958, NACA became NASA, and electronic computers began to replace human computers, formally ending the segregated computing pools. But discrimination persisted subtly. Women often had to fight for recognition, with many initially denied authorship of technical reports. When Johnson completed the bulk of a report with engineer Ted Skopinski, management tried to withhold her credit, but Skopinski insisted her name be included. This marked the first time a woman in her division received co-authorship. From 1958 until her retirement in 1986, Johnson's calculations were pivotal to America's space program. She charted the trajectory for Alan Shepard's Freedom 7 mission in 1961, making him the first American in space, and prepared backup navigation charts for astronauts in case onboard electronics failed. When John Glenn orbited Earth, he personally requested that Johnson verify the electronic computer's calculations, refusing to fly until she confirmed them. Her unmatched accuracy built trust in both her and the new digital systems, demonstrating that Black women's contributions were indispensable even in high-stakes, cutting-edge science. Johnson went on to contribute to the Apollo 11 mission, watching humanity's first steps on the moon from a small television in the Pocono Mountains. She played a critical role in Apollo 13, creating emergency navigation procedures that guided the crew safely home. Beyond lunar missions, she worked on the Space Shuttle program, Earth Resources satellite projects, and early planning for human missions to Mars. In retirement, Johnson dedicated herself to inspiring the next generation, particularly young Black students, to pursue careers in STEM, paths she had fought tirelessly to carve open.
Na areia e manda caro, desenha o meu chão.
Katherine Johnson's brilliance extended far beyond the numbers she calculated. Her influence reshaped space science and opened doors for generations of Black scientists and engineers. Over her career, she co-authored 26 scientific papers, a testament to both her technical mastery and the lasting imprint of her work on aerospace research. But her legacy goes beyond publications. She became a trailblazer and symbol of Black excellence, proving that talent and determination could triumph even in a society structured to limit her. In 1999, her alma mater, West Virginia State College, named her Outstanding Alumnus of the Year, recognizing the extraordinary journey of a young Black girl from segregated schools to the forefront of American science. On November 24, 2015, President Barack Obama awarded Johnson the Presidential Medal of Freedom, one of the nation's highest civilian honors, celebrating her as a pioneering African-American woman in STEM who refused to be constrained by race or gender while helping humanity reach the stars. NASA also honored her historic role as one of the first African-American women scientists at the agency. Johnson's name and achievements are permanently woven into NASA's history. On May 5, 2016, the agency dedicated the Katherine G. Johnson Computational Research Facility at the Langley Research Center, a 40,000-square-foot building that officially opened in the September 2017 during the 55th anniversary of Alan Shepard's historic flight. At the dedication, NASA leaders emphasized that the calculations ensuring Shepard's safe journey into space and back had been performed by Johnson herself. She also received NASA's Silver Snoopy Award, a distinction awarded by astronauts for outstanding contributions to mission success and flight safety. Her recognition continued to grow. In 2019, NASA renamed its Independent Verification and Validation Facility in Fairmont, West Virginia, in her honor. Johnson was included on the BBC's list of the 100 most influential women worldwide in 2016, and tributes emphasized that her calculations were as critical to the Apollo moon landings and the early Space Shuttle program as they had been to America's first steps into space. Her impact reached popular culture as well. A prototype Lego figure of Johnson was developed for the Women of NASA series, and in 2018, Mattel released a Barbie doll modeled after her, complete with a NASA identification badge. Johnson's legacy also lives on in education. She received an honorary doctorate from the College of William and Mary in 2018, and West Virginia State University established a STEM scholarship and unveiled a life-size statue in her honor. Schools across the United States bear her name, inspiring students to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. From the Katherine Johnson Technology Magnet Academy in Texas to Katherine G. Johnson Hall at George Mason University and elementary and middle schools in California, Maryland, and Washington State, her name serves as a daily reminder of what Black brilliance, resilience, and perseverance can achieve. Her name has even reached beyond Earth. In 2020, the United States Space Force named a GPS satellite, Katherine Johnson. Later launched into orbit, And in 2021, Northrop Grumman named its Cygnus NG-15 spacecraft the SS Katherine Johnson, used to resupply the International Space Station. These honors ensure that her contributions to science, education, and equality continue to inspire future generations.
Na areia e manda caro, desenha o meu chão.
Between 1971 and 1986, Johnson received multiple NASA Langley Research Center Special Achievement Awards, recognizing her exceptional contributions in 1971, 1980, 1984, 1985, and 1986. In 1977, she was part of the team awarded the NASA Group Achievement Award for groundbreaking work in lunar navigation, supporting spacecraft that orbited and mapped the moon in preparation for the Apollo missions. Johnson's academic and professional achievements were further recognized with numerous honorary degrees. In 1998, she received an honorary Doctor of Laws from SUNY Farmingdale, followed by being named Outstanding Alumnus of the Year by West Virginia State College in 1999. She was awarded an honorary Doctor of Science from Capital College in Laurel, Maryland in 2006, and another honorary Doctorate of Science from Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia in 2010. In 2014, Johnson received the Dipazan Honor from the National Women's History Museum. The following year brought multiple national recognitions, including the NCWA Pioneer in Tech Award and the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015. In 2016, she was presented with the Silver Snoopy Award by astronaut Leland Melvin and received the Astronomical Society of the Pacific's Arthur B.C. Walker II Award. That same year, West Virginia University awarded her a Presidential Honorary Doctorate of Humane Letters. On December 1, 2016, Johnson was honored at a reception at the Virginia Air and Space Center with the Langley West Computing Unit NASA Group Achievement Award, alongside her colleagues Dorothy Vaughan and Mary Jackson. In 2017, she received the Daughters of the American Revolution Medal of Honor and an honorary doctorate from Spelman College. Her later recognitions continued internationally. On May 12, 2018, Johnson was awarded an honorary doctorate of science from the College of William and Mary in Williamsburg, Virginia. On April 29, 2019, the University of Johannesburg conferred upon her an honorary Doctor of Philosophy degree in recognition of her pioneering work at NASA. Later that year, on November 8, 2019, she was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal. Johnson's legacy was further cemented with her induction into the National Women's Hall of Fame in 2021, followed by her induction into the National Aviation Hall of Fame in 2024.
Na areia e manda caro, desenha o meu chão.
Katherine Johnson and her first husband, James Francis Goebel, were the parents of 3 daughters. Beginning in 1953, the family made their home in Newport News, Virginia. In 1956, Goebel died from an inoperable brain tumor. 3 years later, Katherine married James A. Jim Johnson, a United States Army officer and Korean War veteran. Their marriage lasted 6 decades until Jim Johnson's death in March 2019 at the age of 93. Johnson was a devoted grandmother and great-grandmother with 6 grandchildren and 11 great-grandchildren. She spent her later years living in Hampton, Virginia, where she continued to encourage young people, especially her grandchildren and students, to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. A woman of deep faith, Johnson was an active member of Carver Memorial Presbyterian Church for more than 50 years and sang in the church choir throughout much of that time. Katherine Johnson passed away on February 24, 2020, at the age of 101, at a retirement home in Newport News. In the wake of her death, NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine honored her as an American hero, stating that her groundbreaking contributions and enduring legacy would never be forgotten.